Hi everybody. Whether you watch this lesson or the other lesson first, it's up to you. The other lesson has more definitions, so you might want to listen to that one first. But either way, I know that you've seen lines, rays, and angles, but it's been a while. So let's get started. A right angle forms a square corner, like the one shown below. Draw two angles that are open less than a right angle. Solve this problem any way you choose. So we're looking over here, and then we're looking in the speech bubble, and it says you can use reasoning for a closer the sides of the angles, the smaller angle measure. Show your work in the space below. So first of all, this is about finding angles. They want us to draw two angles are open less than a right angle. So we know that this is a right angle right here because it looks like the corner of a book or a piece of paper. And also this right here is a dead giveaway that it's a right angle. So now I want you to stop the video and try writing or drawing two angles that are smaller. So turn it off, and then you can come back and see if you've got the same thing. Okay, so if you're back, that means you've drawn them. So let's see. So anything smaller than this right angle. So anything smaller. So here I'm going to draw one right here. So this is smaller. It doesn't have a square because it's smaller. And as we see this, these lines go, so it's two rays, which if you saw the other bit, it's two rays. And then this is called the vertex. So there's one, and then I can do another one. Okay, and we've got this right here. And here's another one. Now, they're smaller than a right angle, so we call these acute because they're so acute. And we write them like this because it's smaller than the 90 degrees of this right angle. So they're called acute, and this is what we should be drawing. Something like that. You could even draw them super close like that, so the angle is very small. And the vertex is right here, and so the vertex is where the two lines meet. All right, so that is two angles. Well, now I've got three that are smaller than 90 degrees and smaller than a right angle. All right, let's go into the next picture. This is just to show you all the vocabulary that we have in geometry. Geometry has a lot of vocabulary. So right here, we've got a point, and so a point is just, if I was talking about a point in a line, we've done this before, finding when we were looking for fraction size, a point on a line. Okay, and then a line goes on forever. When in math, we don't always see it, but the line goes on forever. And then a line segment, as we've got right here, has a beginning and it has an end. So that's what a line segment is. And as you can see, they've labeled this. So this is Z. We label everything Z. Here they've got an A and a B, and that's the line segment. So A and a B, and then a G and an R right here. So we name these angles. We always do. So this is line AB because it's got AB. This is line segment GR because it's got the GR. And then a ray, which if I was dancing, would look like a dab, if you remember what a dab is, but it has a beginning and then it has no end. And so again, we give that a name, and it's NO. So it's ray, NO. Not Rayno, but ray, NO. That's the name of it. Then we were talking about angles. And so here's all the angles that we're talking about. Let me make this a little bit bigger. The first one shows a right angle. It's the edge of any piece of paper, any card. See how straight it is? And then it always comes with a square. And that makes it a right angle. Now, this is 90 degrees. This is, once we start measuring, this is 90 degrees. Any angle smaller than 90 degrees, that's smaller. Not, see how it's got this right angle thing right here? If it's smaller, then it's an acute angle. And I like to think of little things as so acute. It's so acute. So if you watch the other video, you'll see me acting out so acute. And then here, again, this is marking where a right angle would be, this line right here. it is bigger. And so I always call it obtuse. It's so obtuse because it's a bigger angle. So any angle that is greater than 90 degrees is obtuse. And then if you watch the other video also, this is a straight angle. So this is the angle JKL, and that's how we name it, JKL, the middle one. So it's two arrays, but they're on the same level. So it is called a straight angle, and we call it JKL. Here we'd call this one GHI. Here we'd call this one DEF. And this angle, which is a right angle, would be ABC. So that's the names that we give, because you always have to label everything, and you always have to give everything a name. All right. And then here's some word cards, and we're just going to go over these really quick. So again, we've got, here's our point, that little dot, that's the point. And then we have a line that has no beginning and no end, and that's how you write it. That's really important. Then we have a line segment. So see how this one has the arrows right here? This has arrows because it goes on forever. This, however, the line segment doesn't have arrows because it's a line segment. We're just talking about this piece of line, so we write it that way. And then the notation for this ray is, again, see how it's got a beginning and no end, so it's just an arrow like this, so FG. So this is called ray FG. And so again, we're labeling things. That's how we annotate that. Oops. And then we've got over here, we've got our right angle, which is 90 degrees. So come back to this if you need it. But 90 degrees, this is what the edge of a book or the edge of, a door or something like that. And that's, we call that angle right angle ABC, or angle ABC. This little thing right here, this means angle. And then ABC 90 degrees. Here's another angle, DEF, is smaller than 90 degrees, so that makes it acute. So it's less than 90 degrees. And we remember this is the angle over here, and then the less than, the greater than, the alligators that we've talked about before. So this is an acute angle because it's smaller than 90 degrees. And then over here we have the obtuse because it's bigger. So angle GHD is 90 degrees, and then angle GHJ is greater than 180 degrees. So that's how we mark that. So this is obtuse because it's big. And then the straight angle, that's just two rays, and their vertex is right here, and so it's 180 degrees. And so any straight line is 180 degrees if we're looking at the angle. And then here, this is, again, an angle is measured in degrees. So we call it degrees, and each, as you'll see, is a degree, and so it's kind of like a temperature, the way we do Fahrenheit temperature, but it's degrees. Okay? And then the unit angle, so here's the angle that we're measuring is in degrees of, this is the unit. So just like we talked about, what's the unit of anything, like it could be inches, it could be centimeters, millimeters. This one is units in degrees. And then we have angle measurement. So right here, when you see this right here, this is the 60 degrees. So this would make it an acute angle. And then this tool right here, I wish we were in class so we could pass these out. This is a protractor, but go to the other video because you get to play with rockets and protractors on that one, and it shows you how to measure. It'll show you how to measure it. And then again, like I've been telling you, where these two lines meet is called a vertex. Okay, and when we talk about solid shapes, they also have vertices. So I know that we probably talked about that in 3rd grade. All right, so look at this angle. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Look at this angle, and what kind of angle is it? Okay, if you said acute, you would be correct because it's so acute. Look at it, so little and acute, and it's got this right here, so we know it's small. Remember, a 90-degree angle would be this way, so it's smaller, and it's so cute, acute. All right, and then here, this is, what kind of angle is this? If you said it's obtuse, Sorry, guys. If you said this is obtuse, you are correct. Because remember, this is a right angle. This would be right here if I was really right. And we'd have the square here, but we don't. It's bigger than that. It's wider than that. It's obtuse. So it is bigger than a right angle, bigger than 90 degrees. So it's obtuse. It's big. All right. And now we have over here, and this should be a dead giveaway. We look at this. First of all, we see that it's got this square, and this edge is so straight like a book. So what is this angle called? It's called a right angle. A right angle. So this is 90 degrees. 90 degrees. All right. Okay. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about protractors. So I'm going to read this and see if you can do this on your own, and then we'll come back and try it. Okay, so it says find the measure of angle ABC. So this says angle ABC. Solve this problem any way you choose. You can use appropriate tools. A protractor can help you measure and draw angles. Now, I don't know if you have a protractor at home. That's why I really want you to play the game that's on the other video, because you get to manipulate the protractor. But anyway, so stop it, look at it, stop it right now, and see if you can figure this one out. Okay, if you're back, or you just stayed, I'm not sure, we can tell already that this is going to be, it's not a 90-degree angle, because it's not going that way, it's this way. So we know right off the bat that it's so acute. It's an acute angle. And if we look right here, we're looking at the bottom numbers because it is smaller than a 90 degrees. So we're looking at this number right here, and let's see if I can enlarge it. And if we're looking at this number right here, it is 50 degrees. So this is, so angle A, B, C equals 50 degrees. Okay, it's 50 degrees. And it's an acute angle. So it's an acute angle because it's smaller than 90 degrees. All right. And then here it says, let me make this smaller, use the protractor to draw and measure 110 degrees. So 110 degrees. Remember, 90 degrees is a right angle. So this would be obtuse because it's bigger than 90 degrees. And so we look over here and we know that right here, this would be a right angle right here, but it's obtuse. So we're looking over here and we're looking for 110, which is right here. So if I was going to draw an angle of 110 degrees, I would draw it like this. And then my line would be right here. And I can't use the ruler on my iPad, but that's what it would look like. So that's what you would be drawing if you could. Now, again, if you have a protractor, try it. This is just to demonstrate how to do it. All right. And then right here, we're looking at this, and you're looking at this. This is a protractor measuring it. What kind of angle do you think it is? Remember, here's 90 degrees. If you said that this angle is acute because it's so acute, you would be correct. And then we look over here and we see that it's on a 30, so it's 30 degrees. So it's so acute, and let me see if I can write that neater. Acute, well, not that much neater, but acute. All right, then we look at the next one. Again, remember this is a right angle, so this is bigger than a right angle, so this is what kind? Obtuse. Obtuse angle. And we look where it left off, and so it's bigger than 90, so that's 120 degrees. It's obtuse. All right, let's try another one. Okay, see if you can guess this one right here. Remember, 90 degrees is right here. And it doesn't change anything that's on the other side. So this is small. It's so acute. So this is an acute angle. And we look for the measurement. So we're looking right here. And it's between the 10 and the 20. So it's right here. So I'm guessing it's 15 degrees. All right. Then we look at this angle again, 90 degrees here. So we know that this angle is obtuse. Obtuse. And so we look over here, and because it's over the 90 degrees, we're going to look at the top numbers. And we have 40, and it's between the 40 and the 50. So I would say that it's 145 degrees. 145 degrees. All right. Now, what they're doing here when you get to this part in your book, in your slides, is that they want to know what the measurement of BRT is. Now, we have this other line, but what we need to do is combine these. So right here, we're adding 19 and 27 degrees. So that's 16. And we have 2, 3, 4. So this is 46 degrees. Now, 46 degrees would still make it acute, because it's under 90 degrees. Here, we're looking for CJK. So CJK, and we have this other line, so we're going to have to add these. So we have 102 plus 35 degrees, and we have 5, 6, 7, 3, so 137 degrees. And that would be obtuse. Here we're looking for DFG, so we have DFG, and we're going to have to combine those two angles. So we have 46 degrees and 78 degrees, and we add that, and so we have 8 plus 6 is 14. We've got 5 plus 7, 5 plus 7, so that's 12, so 124 degrees. Okay, here's the same thing. You'd have to add the 9 and the 7, so we have Z, Y, or L, Y, Z, and it's just 7 plus 9, which would be 16 degrees. And if I do any mistakes on math, let me know, because you know how I get when I get nervous. Now, this almost looks like a right angle, but I'm looking at these numbers, so we have M, E, W, and so we have 34 plus 61 degrees. So we have 5 and 95, so this is 95 degrees. So it's close to a right angle, but it's not. And then here, this is, my goodness, quite a big angle. So we know it's obtuse. So we have NQS, and we've got 66 plus 96 degrees. And so that's 12, and this is 16. So we have 162 degrees, which would be obtuse. So this one's obtuse, this one's obtuse, this is obtuse, and this is obtuse. And the other ones are acute. All right. So I hope this is making sense. And then I just put this in here because I wanted to remind you, go back to the other video, and this will show you how to use it. So when you play the game, you'll be able to do much better than Miss Chavez did as you watch me play the game. Anyway, if you have any questions or need help, please message me. Remember, we only have about 2 weeks left, and this is a whole letter, whole grade section in your report card. We want to finish strong. I'm so proud of all the work you've done so far already, so keep it up. I miss you guys. I wish I was sitting in a class with you, but, that'll happen soon enough, okay? Love you. Have a great week.